We are live. What's going on, Brian?
Nothing much, just hanging out.
Hanging out.
I'm not in my usual spot right now. I'm at a friend's house, but excited for the season. We already had one game.
Yeah. We have it was a good game last night too. We'll talk about it.
Do you hear an
Johnny
echo?
Barks, and to my left is hold. You look like you're in like a familiar. Where are you? Hold on, wait a second. I have to restart the show. 1 second. Where are you at? It's just like I hear an echo, and I just don't know why.
Hello.
Oh, hey,
What the?
you're here in my house.
What the?
Oh my god.
Here
Where's
we
the
are.
intro? Play the intro.
And I woke up ready, man. I got a call right after I got dressed. They was coming to pick me up at 9:30 in the morning. I told them I'm gonna be ready.
I like the all around badass. That's who Johnny Barks is.
Johnny Barks. Shout out to Johnny Barks. They crushed it with the editing.
Came in here shooting. I mean, I saw his ass walk in here, get a camera on. I had a camera on me as soon as you guys walked in here. I was like, all right, this dude is on it.
What do you mean Barks has fight?
Johnny?
What do you mean Barks has fight?
Johnny?
What do you mean Barks?
That's your laugh. How we doing, guys? This is crazy. We're in the same under the same roof for once.
Yeah, I was on my way to Chicago, and Johnny was like, "Hey, actually, I called. You're like, can we do the show?" And I was like, "I don't know. I'm on my way to Chicago." And I was like, why don't we just? I'll just stop by your house and get some food.
We'll do it live. Yeah. We
We'll do it live.
got some classic diner food, some cheap, good food. Got our bellies full, and now we're ready to talk about football and watch football in a bit.
Yeah, and we do have a call-in line if you wanted to call
Yeah, let's
in.
put that up on the screen here.
If anyone wanted to call in and leave us a voicemail, ask us some questions, we'll play your voicemail on the air, and we'll try and answer them as best as possible. Luke, if you want to call in, I'm sure international charges will apply.
International charges will apply if you are international.
So be aware of that, Luke.
You're Brazilians out there as well. Getting ready for the game. Didn't get tickets. You're somewhat for some reason watching this show. Let us know what you think if you're playing fantasy, and we'll or any football related matter. Honestly,
Yeah,
we need friends. We need more friends. We need more people to talk to. So that's
for sure.
That's where we're at. 773-340-0432.
That's
I
a
memorized that. I didn't even look at the screen.
That's a Chicago area code, if anybody was wondering. And I don't know. I think I just searched a random phone number, and it was like a Chicago area phone, which is kind of cool.
Very cool.
So we had a game last night, Johnny.
We did the Ravens and the Kansas City Chiefs of Kansas City.
Yep.
They played the game of football. What were your thoughts on the game? I know you missed your bet by one leg.
Yeah.
By Lamar Jackson, no touchdown. But
Yeah.
how do you feel besides that? What do you think about these Chiefs team? Do you think they can three-peat?
Yeah, and it's one of those things when you watch the Chiefs play, it reminds you of when Tom Brady was on the Patriots for several reasons. Number one, they're very good, but also the refs tend to baby them very well. So
they just get it's just the luck. Like that's what it is. It's like a combination of talent, unbelievable talent. You can't. It's undeniable. Like we're not saying you would never say the Chiefs aren't good,
right,
but they just get also the other half of the side of the coin,
right,
which is the luck, and it seems like they benefit from officials sometimes, and that's even like a Streisand effect. I feel like because like that's not a Streisand effect, but like the more it's just recency bias almost like you exaggerate the few times it happens. Like last night, the illegal formations, it happened against the Chiefs, so people were like, oh, some of this, and like it pushes a narrative, and I like narratives.
Yeah. Well, here the other thing is this is the real reason why it upsets people is because the Chiefs are good, and they tend to get a lot of calls for them that are iffy, like in those situations, because I think the refs and the coaching staff and Patrick Mahomes are in constant communication.
Right.
And that's a good strategy. Like they just have figured it out. Like they have a good sorry, it's weird talking to you in person. They just have a good they've done this so often that they know how to have those conversations with the refs to be like, hey, look out for this when this is coming up. And that's just
They're smart. I mean, it's like I thought Mahomes' comment after the game was so freaking hilarious. He said, next time likely wear white cleats. Like that's just like a thing. Like if you're playing an opponent who has white, jerseys, you wear white gloves because you let you get away with a little more holding. Like it's just the things you twist. And like Kurt Baker talked about this, like before games, you still like they go over the officials, and like that's part of the game plan. Is like these officials, might call less pass interference or more holding calls on offensive linemen. Be careful for this. I mean, it's part of the strategy. Like it's part. You can't hate it. Like it's even if that's like why it seems more than not. Sometimes they get the benefit of the doubt. Like if that's the case, I mean, they studied. Right. You know where your referees are, so why not?
And I wanted to go back, but I thought Isaiah Likely was awesome. We could talk about tonight's game too. But we did our last episode?
Is this my left? Yeah, this is left. No, this is. I've had this. I've had all these. I haven't gotten a tattoo in like 4 years, man. Since before COVID. The tattooing industry's got crazy too. I just realized how expensive everything is. I'm like, I don't want to do that.
What did we?
I feel like we're dressing ourselves up because we're like next to each other and we're like, this is like a show. I'm like, no, let's have a conversation.
Yeah, it is a very different vibe, I will say.
Yeah, I don't want to comment on that. Ben Kurt unfollowed me on Twitter, so we're not friends anymore. Apparently.
Oh damn.
I know. I wanted to answer Michael's question. I saw you in the chat, Michael, before we started live. If you're still in here, appreciate you coming in.
Yeah, I'm commented on it.
Yeah, I was trying to get things together for the show and the intro loaded and everything, which I didn't even play. I delayed play. London, Waddle, Smith, DK, Montgomery, and White. 3 running backs. So basically, yeah, just bench one of these guys. Zamir. See, Zamir is tempting because they play the Chargers. And I know a big emphasis of the Chargers, Harbaugh, is like building the trenches, but I don't know if they have the talent still on the defensive line. I was a big weakness last year from them. But I think I'd still sit Zamir. I think you just play your best players available. Although if you want to swap, if you were going to bench one of them, I would say sit DK and put in White as the flex there, because DK might have. He didn't do well against the Broncos last year, and Patrick Surtain. So I know it's not like a one-on-one matchup. It's not how it always works. But
I'm going through, by the way, Johnny. I'm looking at our fantasy sleepers of the year.
Ooh,
just to go back, none of them have played yet, so none of them were on the Chiefs or the Ravens. But we'll circle back on this. But.
This is like Wayne's World. This is what this is. Oh my god!
Party on, Garth.
Party on, man. He's a Bears fan and everything. Weren't they Bears fans?
Yeah, they're from Aurora, Illinois.
But they were in Milwaukee because they went to Milwaukee for the show, the Alice Cooper show.
Yeah,
and then
Milwaukee.
It means the good place, the good land.
Yeah.
What are we talking about?
Well, we were going to talk about tonight's game.
And now we have a live look at Bengals fans without Joe Burrow.
No!
I'm just playing some greatest hits. Just see what we have on here still. That was great. All right, let's get on topic. Let's go to our fantasy pick'ems for the week. This is not an ad, I promise. I'm just kidding. I'm not getting paid for it. Champion pick'ems are in. Let's go. I shouldn't just read the screen. This is a $10 entry, and I used a little profit boost on it. It's a little hot take. I think Kenny Clark gets sacked tonight. Maybe even half sack, perhaps. No, Max, you're fine, bud. We love you. Kenny, he said that new defensive coordinator, Mr. Jeff Hafley, Mr. Jeffrey, I like to call him. He's going to use Kenny a little bit different. I like these names, Kenny and Jeffrey. It's just like your friends. They're going to use Kenny a little differently, and kind of like Aaron Donald might put him on the outside a little bit. So that's going to be something to keep an eye on because we got Mr. TJ Slayton keep things down, holding it in the middle. Because Kenny's been kind of a nose tackle his whole career. But apparently things might change. And so, Private. I'm not stoned. Jordan Love, 8 rushing yards. I think that they might get after him a little bit. And they're going to throw – I think Josh Jacobs is like basically their only running back tonight because Emmanuel Wilson is hurt. A.J. Dillon's out for the season. And their rookie Marshawn Lloyd is hurt. They picked up a guy on the practice squad. I can't remember his name, and I don't even know if he's suiting up tonight, but I don't think he'll get a ton of action. So Josh Jacobs, they're just going in raw with Josh Jacobs. So I think they're going to be passing a lot. They don't want to give him 30 carries probably against this stout defensive line for the Eagles. So they'll probably be using him in the pass game a lot. I had receptions for Josh Jacobs on here, but I second-guessed myself and took it off. But I think he might. I mean, it's 10. Like you can get that in one play, like a 9-yard rushing game. The only thing I'm worried about is I hate kneel downs, man. That's the worst. Losing on a kneel down. I'd still be happy. I'd be very happy if that's how the game ended because that means we won probably. But yeah, that could ruin the bet. Christian Watson, 39.5. Again, he could get that on one play. He's either going to get like 20 receiving yards or like 80, I think, tonight. So we'll see how that goes. And then Dallas Goedert. I have no reason. I had to put an Eagle on here. I wanted to make an all-Packer bet. I had to put an Eagle on here, though. And I just went with Goddard because older, white tight ends, kind of washed, kind of fits the description of Mark Andrews and also Dallas Goedert. So hoping like narrative stick like glue there. And we can
well, Kelsey didn't. I mean, Kelsey's been on the down.
Yeah, Kelsey. Yeah, he had like 40 yards last night. Not too great.
Yeah, he's been on the downhill for a while though. Like the second half of last year, he was kind of.
Well, he's like
Compared to
playoff.
what he was.
He's playoff Kelsey, man. I mean, that's almost half the Chiefs. Like they just kind of they're on snooze until the playoffs show. Then they're gonna ball out and get like a touchdown every game. But yeah. Goddard, I think is I would even say he's not as good as Andrews and Kelsey. I feel like that's not a hot take to say.
Right.
So yeah,
that's a good thought.
I like the 38.5. I think that's a little bit high of a number for him. Maybe they go to him a lot. I think Hurts still likes him. We'll see there, but yeah, I like my chances here for kind of a flyer for $10 for $179. I don't hate these chances are here. But this is not an ad. Let's continue the show.
And just a reminder, we do have the phone calls if anybody wanted to make a phone call.
Go back to the slide. Johnny, go back to the slide.
Currently, we have none that have come in.
Nobody loves us.
Nobody likes us, dude. But I get it.
No, it's a busy and it's a busy time.
It's also like 5 o'clock in Central Time.
People are still working. Who wants to talk on the phone? No one talks on the phone anymore, too.
Yeah, it's just a way to interact.
I get a phone call, I assume
or you
someone
can
died.
text us. I think you could. Yeah, you could text that number if you want to text us. But at the same time, why not just comment at that point?
You can text me if you're lonely. I'll talk to you.
Yeah. That's not Johnny's number, by the way, so don't think that it is because it just goes to my email.
Well, you can't.
Why don't we just put your phone number up?
Great idea. I mean, no one would call anyways.
You're right.
I'm kidding. I kid. Just a little self-appreciation, right? It keeps you humble. International charges.
Awesome. Maybe we should just do WhatsApp calls.
WhatsApp. What is app?
I'm calling in. Give me a second. Max is calling in.
Oh, Max is going to call in.
Thanks, Max.
We'll wait for the sleepers until after the phone call. So what shall we do tonight time? Oh my God, I almost just exit out of all of our browsers. I want to fuck that show up.
I do. Do we have a why don't you look in your clips? Because do we have some funny memes?
Yeah,
I haven't seen in a while.
Look back from last year. I feel like people always leave it when I just go through the clips though.
Oh, that's the best part.
You think so? Oh, shucks. This is Pernos, so I don't think it has any, dude.
We could also look at fantasy
did your teammates come to your birthday party? Did your teammates come to your birthday party?
That's funny.
We can look at the last slide and just do fantasy names we like.
You have to remove it, and then can't spoil our
Can't
picks.
spoil it. Okay, so here are our fantasy names that we like. Half
Why
of
you
these,
always crying?
yeah. Why you always crying?
Kyron.
I had-
Ryan.
I have Garrett Wilson and Kyron Williams, and so I had my name as No Wilson, No Kyron, like No Woman, No Cry, like the Bob Marley song.
I got the number for you, bud. Here we go. Take a screenshot if you need it. I also posted it on my Twitter at Johnny_Barks.
We could put it
Oh,
in
I
the
just saw.
comments.
Sorry, Cecilia. I just saw your. Oh, this isn't a question, but yeah. I have him in like a couple underdog drafts, but I don't have him. He's a waiver in our main league. So we're talking all week. Not week. I mean, it's been last night. We've been talking all morning, afternoon. Not this is an example. We had a brief
We had a
conversation
brief
about
conversation at a restaurant about it.
about how much fab to put on Isaiah Likely. And
Yeah.
we decided probably about 25-30, right? But we're also competitors, so we're kind of all bluffing. So we don't know.
Yeah. Mine, so I'm the one person in our league besides the person who has Mark Andrews that needs Isaiah Likely, and since he's on waivers, I'll probably put a decent size bid in for him, but I'm not going to give that number right now because Johnny's right here and he likes to steal my players, but I don't think Johnny even needs him. I think he's just talking up his numbers to fool me.
Maybe it's a line game. My phone says, see, I asked you, did you pay the phone
Okay,
bill?
It's not.
Did you
Hold
pay
on.
The phone bill, Brian.
Try one. Hold on. Shit.
I asked you before I
Oh, dude,
did
hold
it.
on.
I said,
Here we go. Now do it. It's on Do Not Disturb. It was on Do Not Disturb because we were getting. Oh, how many people would have called? Or
At least one. No, I'm kidding. Probably none. Max did, though.
I'm sorry.
We appreciate you, Max. Max
Thanks for doing that.
is the best. Got the Josh Allen profile picture and everything. I think Josh Allen's going to win MVP. That's what we could do. We could do our award predictions that we didn't prepare for. But
That's
just
right.
on the spot. I will go Josh Allen MVP. I'm going to go with CeeDee Lamb, Offensive Player of the Year. And I will go. Why are you typing? What are you typing?
I'm typing call
Cal.
again. Call
again, Max.
now.
Call now.
That work?
That sounds like an ad.
Call
Again.
now.
It's my money and I need it now.
So you're saying Josh Allen MVP?
Josh Allen MVP? That's a not a very hot take. Honestly, a lot of people are predicting that. But I think that
So Josh Allen MVP. Who's your rookie of the year?
offensive
Offensive
rookie of the year, I would put probably like Marvin Harrison Jr. I don't think any of the quarterbacks are going to do amazing.
Wrong.
I feel like a Jaden Daniels, honestly. I'm not saying Caleb. I'm not making you happy by saying Caleb. I'm not doing
the
it.
obvious choice would be Caleb.
He's not that obvious. There's so many offensive rookies, bro.
I think he's gonna get
A lot of times it's a running back more often than not. I feel like you have to like break records to make a quarterback do it. And
Well,
honestly, that's not even
a lot of wide receivers there for a minute too. But I think Caleb. I mean, CJ Stroud was last year, right?
Yes,
Williams. I think Williams will get it.
he's still trying.
Is it not working? God bless America.
Why didn't you pay the phone bill?
Hold on. What's my phone number?
Max, thank you for calling. I meant to say Brian in a stern tone. Brian.
Is how do I even know what my phone number is here?
Okay, we're just troubleshooting this time. Yeah, rookie of the year, defensive rookie of the year. I'm gonna go Dallas Turner, edge.
Okay.
He just needs like 6 or 7 sacks. I feel like he's got it. Even though sacks are like kind of an overrated stat. Offensive way of the year. St. Brown's a good one. Honestly, I like him a lot for fantasy. I tried to trade for him. It's kind of a lot to ask for. Nick Chubb,
God.
comeback player of the year. Sorry.
Oh God.
Did I think that down?
Oh
I
God.
was right in your direction. I'm so sorry.
Oh man. You know what, Max? If it's not working, you could just type it in.
I can go to the other room again. We can just do 2 laptops if you want.
No, just keep it.
Late
Comeback
2.
player
You know
of the
what?
year.
I'll pick late 2 as well. That burp went through my nose. I feel all weird now. That Leitu is a good pick for defensive player of the year because I would prefer a Viking not win it. They don't deserve any joy. Comeback player of the year will probably be Rodgers. Let's be honest. He just needs to look like Aaron Rodgers. Coach of the year, Shane Steichen. See, I think he got a lot of praise last year, and like they're gonna have to do so well for him to win it again, or to be like in. He didn't win it last year. I'm sorry. He was in the conversation. He's gonna have to like do really well to win it actually this year because he almost deserved it last year. I don't know about that. If their offensive line is just half decent, he'll be at least average, I think.
Yeah. I like the idea of Sam Darnold being comeback player of the year.
If you want to do it like that, kind of like merit and not like have a Geno Smith thing.
Yeah. Well, because
it's a tough division, bro.
Because
it's a tough division.
Joe Flacco wasn't in a situation where he was injured and he came back. He was just retired essentially. And not playing. Matt Stafford or Sam Darnold was essentially in the same position.
He was a backup. I mean, yeah. I like that. I like that pick. I like that. I'm not trying to argue with you.
What are the stipulations of that, though? I think
Luke,
it's just
you're just lying now. He's not that. If he was like, if he tries to play again next year, maybe if he tears his ACL and Achilles again this year, on Monday night, and then tries to come again next year, maybe I don't think he'd have to be like totally washed to do that though.
Yeah,
he was playing with a broken thumb, and even sucking, he still was like 26 touchdowns and 12 interceptions. If that's sucking, that's like not that bad. And plus, he was he was so unhappy his last year in Green Bay, bro. He took the money because he knew he could get it, but like,
oh no, our phone number expired.
I told you.
You're right.
I said.
You're right. My bad. And you tweeted that shit out too. I'm sorry.
I'm deleting it.
Just delete it. Yeah.
We're
gonna fix this. Face. We're gonna fix this.
You know how I know no one called? Because no one else pointed it out. It's okay. It's all okay. Thank you, Max. Thank you, Max. Max is more helpful than you, Brian.
Thanks, man.
He's contributed more to the show than you have in this past entire season so far. I'm kidding. No, not really.
Okay, let's get into our
fantasy thing so we can
just do our pick.
So I can kick you out of my house and you can go home.
Okay. So if you never watched this show last season and the season before, how we operate is sometimes we'll have a guest, sometimes we'll do like different award sections and fun, different segments or so. And then being in person is fun. But then we'll do at the very end of every episode, we'll do a sleeper start of the week. So sleeper starters of the week. So we'll pick the main positions: QB, running back, wide receiver, tight end, and then we'll throw in defense and kicker just for
kicks,
for gits and shiggles, and then we'll just go through that. Why don't we look at our first pick here? So we got quarterback.
Actually, I didn't see it.
Why don't you talk about Justin Fields, Johnny?
Why don't you talk about him? He's not my quarterback. You weren't stopping. You didn't want him to try. I'm not gonna go there.
We can't bring that up right now.
I'm not gonna go there.
First of all, Luke's in the chat. Second of all, is gonna derail the whole conversation.
You wanted Justin. This is what's funny to me because we're gonna go there actually.
All right,
because you wanted Justin Fields to start this year for the Bears and draft Caleb Williams and let him sit. Meanwhile, you think Justin, 2 months later, you think that just because they got Keenan Allen, that Caleb's going to throw for 40 touchdowns this year.
First of all,
why you said that in our last show. Okay. So, what?
I understand now. I mean, I understand I was wrong, and it wasn't the last show. It was the last.
It was 3 weeks ago, bro.
3 weeks ago. No, we didn't talk about that. I never said.
That's when you said. I said, what are your realistic expectations for Caleb? I said, what are your realistic expectations for Caleb? And you said 40 touchdowns, 4,000 yards. And I'm like, you're fucking insane.
Yeah,
I said realistic. You're fucking stupid. You know the record for touchdowns thrown by a rookie is 35 or 34. And that was insane. That was Justin Herbert. That's when he. I think Justin Fields. If you didn't see the news, I'm done. I'm done with this conversation.
Who was one of the wide receivers that Justin Herbert had as rookie year?
You think that's
Okay.
I give you a tiny.
Let's go.
I give you a tiny point for that. That was good job.
Justin Fields. Let's talk about Justin Fields. Why do you think Justin Fields is a good sleeper start?
I think this purely on his rushing ability. I think
fantasy purposes.
I think he's going to be running around like a chicken. Actually, I don't know because the Falcons is Judon healthy, like 100% healthy, right? Excuse me. See, I tried to cover my mouth.
Good idea.
I just think he's going to rush for a lot. If you didn't see the news, Russ is hurt. Looks like he's not going to play on Sunday. It looks like it's going to be Justin Fields. Fields practiced with the first team today, while Russ didn't do. I think he just likes that. Right, he did a little bit, I guess. But it seems like Fields is going to be the guy to start at least this 1 week. I hope that Russ can come back and play against the Broncos. Because that's going to be so fun to watch, even if no matter what he does. Because the narratives are crazy, as we said. We're talking about narratives. I don't know. I think that Fields can get a rushing touchdown. And like, if you're in this is like for 2 QB leagues, to be honest. I wouldn't do him in like maybe like a 16-man league at quarterback if you need him. But I don't know. I'm kind of going on a limb here.
Yeah, and I think Justin Fields would be a good sneaky start, anyways. If you're rocking with like you didn't draft a QB, picking him up and just sort of spot starting him might be a good move. Because he's a fantasy producer when he's on point, which is 2/3 of the time he's a fantasy producer. That doesn't mean he's a good passer. That doesn't mean he's passing touchdowns here and there. That doesn't mean he's got a good QBR, but that means that he's rushing and getting rushing touchdowns and having the ability to be essentially 2 positions at once. So I picked Matt Stafford. A second homecoming. If you guys remember, the last time Matt Stafford was in Detroit was last playoffs.
His wife's not going to be there though.
Wife's not going to be there for mental health purposes. Is what? That's what. No,
sorry. No, that sounded mean to laugh at.
That's
I thought you were joking.
No, that's what she said in an interview.
I mean, it makes sense honestly.
But it is
so much shit
legitimately,
and it's not like it was a reason. Like, come on, man, treat your quarterback with respect.
Right.
Even Rodgers, when he comes back to Green Bay eventually, it's going to be good.
Yeah,
like no hard feelings. It's just like rivalry shit.
Right. But I looked this up. So last year, 9 quarterbacks threw 2 or more touchdowns against the Lions, which I think that in and of itself, Matt Stafford's a pass-first quarterback, obviously, and they're in a very pass-heavy offense.
They do call him Pat Stafford.
Yeah, they do. So
with the healthy cup, I think this is a good option. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think Matt Stafford and Johnny was arguing that this might be.
This is probably our biggest. I mean, I'm not gonna.
But I do make up for this, by the way. I have a horrible deep pick in tight end, but I'm gonna
if
roll with
Stafford is available in your league, then everyone else that we talk about should be still too. So
yes. Let's look at running backs.
Running back, y'all.
So Ty J, I really like him. The whole thing with Tony Pollard, and when you pay a running back to come in and like that, even though it wasn't a ton of money, when you pay a running back to come in, you expect that running back to get a lot of touches. I think it's going to be a 50-50 split, and I think Ty J is going to be more productive because Pollard was not doing much last year.
Pollard was hurt last year, I believe.
Well,
I'm higher on Pollard than Spears. I mean, it's 50-50.
I think it's Pollard then Spears, like in average draft position. Like they're very close.
Yeah, if this Titans offense is like not crappy, either way, that's a good pickup because it's like a 1A and 1B situation, and Spears will probably get more, movement out of the receiving game. You think, right? So, no, I don't dislike it. I guess maybe that him and Stafford might be in the same kind of category.
Mm-hmm.
I got Chase Brown, which I mean he might not be available in your league either. There's a lot of hype around Chase Brown. They're playing the Patriots tonight. Looks like T. Higgins is hurt. They're not playing tonight. I'm sorry. Looks like T. Higgins is hurt, and so is Jamar Chase. But it looks like Chase will at least play. But I think this means that they're going to use Brown for the quick game a lot and try to get some of those easy, first down completions to the back. Especially in PPR leagues, he's worth a start. And he could always he's really fast, so he can bust one on you. Pause.
Come again.
That's what she said. Yeah, let's go to receiver. That went off the rails real quick.
Talk about Dontavian Wicks, Johnny.
Dontavian Wicks. I should wrote that.
Here's our bias.
I meant to look up some stats to prove my point, but I don't have the evidence with me, so I'm just going to say it that Wicks just had a strong finish to the year last year.
He did.
Had quite a couple touchdowns. I was relooking at my bets. Well, I think the last bet I made on a certain sleeper app was parlay with a Dontavian Wicks touchdown, and he won me like $80.
But
I took my
wasn't
money and ran
Christian
for the
Watson, who was injured at the end of that year, or it was Romeo Doubs?
Watson was hurt the last 3 games. Watson got hurt during the Chiefs game, and he didn't come back until like the playoffs, but I don't think he did much in the playoff game.
So that's
everyone else was healthy though.
Well, that might affect Dontavian Wicks'
I don't think so. I think Wicks is
going
to be that slot guy regardless, man. He's number 4, and it's like a starting rotation of like hockey players. You know, they just keep them,
keep them fresh.
Keep them fresh. No, I think Wicks is a good red zone target. I think Wicks is a little Devontae Adams in him. I'm not a scout, but that's what I hear. I don't know. I like the vibes from him, and I think that there's a lot of hype. And this is a shoot for the moon type of pick. Because if somebody's gonna like really break out, it might be him. But we'll see.
Yeah, I have my Bears pick here. So you got your Packers pick.
Yeah, that's kind of because I saw Rome. And I was like, you're going to go Bears. I should go Packers.
So Roma Doomsday or Roma Doomsday, as I've coined.
Oh yeah, because I
think I'm the first person to say that ever. So definitely not. He had a very good preseason with and training camp, and there's clear chemistry between him and Williams. It's hard to tell. Like, I really don't like. Nobody can tell like what wide receivers are going to do in Chicago this year. So it's hard to, because we were talking about this earlier. Like Keenan Allen is definitely on the downside of his career.
I just hear, on
the down.
The last few years of his career, I just hear a lot of negative things about him during camp. Like,
but
he's older and slower is what I hear. But he's like a possession guy, anyways.
Yeah, so. And there's a lot of cooks in the kitchen too. Like in terms of like, wide receiver availability, tight end availability.
You're really high on Kmet for some reason. So
I'm really
there
high
enough to go around.
But Gerald Everett, Kmet, and then that old guy from the Packers that's not relevant anymore, but he's a captain. I don't even like saying their names, but and then Tyler Scott as well.
Wait, you're talking about? I thought you were talking about Tunyon. I was like, is Tunyon still on the Bears?
No, he's on. I think he's on the Vikings now.
Is he?
I could be wrong.
I know Big Dog though. He's a guy. You can say his name. I don't care. Like I should be upset, but that he's on your team still. But you should be very happy that he is a great blocker. He's basically another left tackle at tight end.
Yes, but here's the thing: Roma Dunze has so much chemistry with Caleb Williams. They're like best friends. I think it's going to be one of those situations where it's like rookie quarterback, rookie wide receiver, like just being friends with each other, similar to when, that relationship with 2 younger players like Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase, that type of relationship. Tunyon's a Viking.
Yeah.
So I think it's going to be a good season. Just for week 1, I'd pick Roma Dunze because we might have a situation like Xavier Worthy and.
Going off. It seems like that has been the trend. Like historically, receivers take a lot longer to develop, but it seems like recently, like like a trend that receivers keep getting touchdowns in their first game. And I didn't think it would happen for Worthy. So who am I to say it doesn't happen for Dunze? So yeah, if you have him on your team, he might be the guy that is not available on your lineup. I don't know why I said Stafford, but not a bad pick. It's a good start. Tight ends.
Yeah.
Tight ends. Tell us about Josh Oliver.
So I picked Josh Oliver, and if you even know who Josh Oliver is, I mean, if you're an NFC North person, you've recognized his name because he was on the Vikings last year too. But he had some, I think he had I was trying to remember, he had 23 receptions last year and like 200 something yards and 4 touchdowns or 2 touchdowns. It's not a lot, but he's essentially tight end 1 now that TJ Hawkinson's out. And you're dealing with a situation where Sam Darnold is a newer quarterback. He might do some like just easy check down passes to his tight end. He might get a lot of targets. I have him, just as a sleeper pick. I can see him getting a touchdown and like 4 to 6 targets for this game.
No, I don't hate that. I mean, the Giants, they did get Brian Burns, but their pass defense is very sus still, and they lost their best player on that side of the ball, Xavier McKinney. So yeah, I don't hate that. I like it for you. I think that's a sneaky move. I like it. It's a good.
That's definitely my deepest pick, by the way. Like, I don't think I've ever had that deep of a pick before.
Yeah, if you're streaming tight ends, that's a good one to pick up.
Like, he's like in the worst situation, the worst tight end available, in fantasy, I would say. Like, he's like in the 60s range.
I might have to put a anytime touchdown bet on him. I bet that's a good deal there.
Yeah.
I got Mr. Colby Cheese Parkinson. New Ram. I think he was on the Seahawks last year, was it? He is a tight end on the Rams. No, I think the Rams the Rams and Lions.
Very good.
The Rams and Lions are going to have a lot of points scored tonight. I think they're the highest. They have the highest overs in this week, if I could talk. So there's going to be a lot of points scored. I like his chance of getting some tuds. I know there's a lot of targets to go around in that Rams offense.
That helps my pick too.
Higbee on the other side, but I like the trend. A lot of these teams are running 2 receiver sets, especially in the red zone. I don't know. I like his chances. He seems like a sleeper that could emerge as a receiver, tight end 1, because Higbee's always hurt and he's very inconsistent, it seems like. So, although he had a decent end to last year.
I like that pick.
Thank you.
Do you feel like we're more civil in person? Like, we're nicer to each other in person?
I want to yell at you more in person, I feel like. Because there's not a delay, so I can yell at you, and it helps.
That's true. Like, the conversation being in person is a lot easier than being over virtual. Like, because we're interrupting each other a lot more virtually.
Yeah, it's like you had that and then you're gonna. Oh,
and
we're both talking.
Yeah, I don't know who's gonna overtalk who, and like, should I stop?
And then we just thought. Then it's silence for 5 seconds. And
man, we need to get
Zoom
Luke to call
right
in here. Even though we don't have a phone number.
He has, yeah, because he started out with the Lions practice squad, and then the Packers signed him. Good observation, Luke. Gets passed around like a Tunyon doll. He gets he
Who
gets
is your
around
kicker?
a
Your
Tunyon.
kicker up there.
Yeah, Mr. Braden Norvinson. I forgot his name again. New Packer. Yeah, my kicks and D's and
Big D and feet
feets and all the things. I like Mike McDonald, his defensive mindset to lead the Seahawks against a rookie Bo Nix into enemy. Bo Nix is going into enemy territory against the Seahawks. Allowed 12th man is sure to cause some disruption to his rookie debut. I think that they're going to have a simplified offense for him, but I still don't like their chances, even though I think I might have the Broncos in an upset win in my pick'ems. I think I might need to change this. I think I might change it back to the Seahawks. But, I think it's going to be a low-scoring game. Both offenses are probably going to struggle a little bit. It's going to start out slow. It's going to be a little bit of a bore, probably. And not many people are going to watch this game. No offense. But I think this game it'll be a defensive game, and that's why I picked the Seahawks defense. Did I say defense enough?
What are we talking about, defense?
I think so.
No, so I picked the Bengals over the Patriots. It's just a situational thing. Bengals have good defense. Patriots are just a rebuilding franchise at the moment, and I think it's just going to be a smackdown, and so a lot of takeaways and preventing scoring for the Patriots.
Yeah,
so
the Patriots.
Just a low score for them. So, and also another big thing about defense is when you're streaming a defense, think of what pairs well with that is having an offense on that team that can hold the ball for a long period of time. So the Bengals will probably have a huge time of possession as well, on top of already having a good defense and on top of facing a very easy team that will struggle offensively. So I think but if you're in a league, somebody's already picked this team up is the issue. So I need to change. I need to get back into the mindset of I need to be thinking of streaming
ahead of time. You got to be 2 weeks ahead of everybody else.
Yeah. So we need to get back in the mindset of let's let's start thinking of streaming picks.
I have the Browns defense in our main league, which is probably one of the few you can stick in there every week and not have to worry about.
Mhm.
But we'll see. You never want to get too comfortable in yourself.
Ravens, Browns, and arguably the Bears.
Or with the
And
Cowboys. The Cowboys still.
Cowboys and the Bengals are actually pretty good.
Yeah.
But
Against this Patriots offensive line, I do like that pick for you. Very good.
49ers are good too.
Who's your kicker again?
Jake Bates. So
Master Bates. I just want to say.
yes. So Jake Bates, former USFL kicker. He was on the Michigan Panthers, and he was the guy with the record.
It's UFL now, isn't it?
Yes, but his team was a USFL team.
But they were.
But they
he
were
was
in the UFL.
He was in
the UFL.
You were at that game in Detroit.
I was when he did the record-breaking kick. I was there. I was one of like 7,000 people there.
7,000.
Very tiny crowd. I witnessed the record-breaking kick. This guy's crazy good, and the cool thing is he gets to stay in Detroit, but on the next level.
I just coughed this week. Sorry, I've not been looking at the chat very well. I'll keep you to that. That is a bad bet for you, my friend. That is a. When has Aaron Rodgers ever thrown? When has he been known to throw interceptions? He will.
Yeah,
he
I
will
don't think
literally
he'll
hold
throw
the
it.
ball and throw it away to not throw an interception.
Yeah, the only people that'll throw more interceptions are like Jameis Winston, like those guys that are just gunslinger crazy people. Not very many quarterbacks throw more picks than touchdowns, anyways.
Yeah, it's a different era nowadays.
Yeah, it doesn't
Back in
happen very often.
like the 70s, back in the 70s and 80s.
That might be a good fact check, Luke. If you want to check that, who had the just look up the rankings of touchdown to picks.
I think
ratio.
Justin Fields did his rookie.
Probably. Man, I don't think so either.
If you count total touchdowns, you would. But passing touchdowns versus interceptions. Yeah.
Passing touchdowns versus interceptions.
But then you got to count fumbles too.
That's a good Google.
All right. Has it been an hour yet? It's been almost.
Let's just look at the names and then because we looked at it briefly.
Oh yeah, predictions for tonight. Also, my Eagles and Packers.
Johnny's team name is the second one down.
She loves something on my deck. I actually had to change it to she loved my deck because I got rid of Quan Sutton. So Romo Doomsday. That is one of our buddies that you came up with, right?
Yeah, because he picked Roma Doomsday a little early. We're both Bears fans. We picked him a little early, and we were trying to get names for him, and that was the only one I could think of. But Jacking Goff, that's one that's in my league. I'm actually in a league with Trey Watson, who is a Battlehawk wide receiver, also known for being the brother
Christian
of
Watson's brother. Yeah,
it's like name dropping. I'm in the league with Christian Watson's brother.
You're so
It's
cool.
such a lame.
You're so cool, man.
It's such a lame.
Totally awesome,
it's
man.
not even like I'm in a league with the brother of this person. It's not even a cool thing to say.
No, it's cool. It's kind of cool.
And let James cook. I like that one. That was in the UFL league that I'm in.
James Cook. Oh, I'm playing Benny Tech this week. He also, I'm playing Worthy in both my leagues this week.
Did he start? Worthy?
Yeah, he started him too. In a freaking 2-receiver league, he started Worthy. It makes no sense, guys. It's not logical.
So I changed my wide receiver pick. It was originally.
It's not a terrible pick because Marquise Brown was hurt. I know. I understand.
Right.
It's a freaking rookie.
Who was my original pick? My wide receiver that I
You
switched
had
out?
you had him in your flex, and you had Singletary in your flex
Devin Singletary, and I was like, I'm gonna throw Worthy in there just because I was getting impatient.
because you wanted.
I knew
to
Worthy
watch
would
the
do
game.
decently, but I didn't think he'd do what he did. Monty Python meets Nate Herbig. I don't know.
And he get hurt. He hurt. Baltimore Ravens. I saw that on Twitter. That's so good. That's so good. All right, y'all. Any we didn't have a phone line, so we didn't get to take any calls.
I would say we'll get that fixed.
We'll get that fixed, I think.
I'm actually gonna get a new phone number for that. It's just Google. You can, by the way, if you wanted to do this and call people anonymously and stalk people,
Call anonymously.
go on Google and get a fake phone number. I didn't know that was a thing. I was like, how are these podcasts getting people to call in Like, do they buy a phone number? And it's like, no, they just get a Google.
Perna raid. Who the fuck is Perna?
That's
All
so
right.
cool.
That was a good time. That was a good time last night. All right, y'all. We appreciate y'all coming in and hanging with us, our ADHD asses, and I hope you all have a great night. Oh wait. Predictions for tonight: Packers Eagles. What you got? Final score.
Let's say 30-26. Packers.
Ah!
I don't
You
want to
see the truth.
I don't want to say that.
A lot-
but
it makes
I
me
don't
nervous.
like
No,
that. I don't like the Eagles either.
It makes me nervous because a lot of people are picking the Packers tonight, so it really makes me nervous. But I'm gonna go Packers 33-27.
Brandon says 30-24 Eagles.
He's seen the light. He has.
Listen, Luke, I haven't seen the light. I'm just realistic, and I don't show my bias. I'm like somebody on this comment section, Luke.
Welcome to the Johnny Burp Show. Thank you for watching Johnny Burp.
And I'm Brian.
Just turn into Rick and Morty. Hey guys.
Hey,
All right, I haven't
Oh,
watched.
no.
I used to have a good Rick impression. I remember I can't do it now.
I have a good Hank Hill impression to take us out.
Let's do it.
I don't know whether to laugh or vomit. Whoa!
Ooh.
Bye.